Excellent. Okay. Well, welcome to News-O-Matic, your social studies sidekick summer webinar series. My name is Melissa. I'm the education specialist for News-O-Matic. Join us each week as we explore ways to best leverage News-O-Matic in your classroom, igniting student engagement and inspiring transformations in their learning experiences. If you're not as familiar with our online learning resource, News-O-Matic publishes 5 authentic and relevant news articles every day, covering current events from around the world. Every article is aligned to state and national standards, written on multiple reading levels, and includes multimedia resources and differentiated quizzes, discussion prompts, a teacher's guide, and student activity sheets. So throughout this webinar, I'll showcase different tools and resources News-O-Matic has to offer that will support and enhance student learning. All right. So in today's webinar, we're going to dive into the significance of using current events as valuable teaching tools for history lessons. So News-O-Matic's articles provide students with essential historical context, explaining how these events gain newsworthiness. Today, we're going to focus on articles that present diverse perspectives on historical events, as well as those that draw comparisons between the past and the present. So we'll also uncover the immense potential of biographies in conveying key historical events and highlighting the influential individuals who have shaped these historical changes. By examining powerful biographical accounts, students will gain a deeper understanding of that broader historical landscape. So our ultimate goal is to equip educators with the tools and strategies to create dynamic and comprehensive history lessons that inspire students to appreciate the relevance and the impact of historical knowledge in their lives. So I always like to begin with a question. What purpose do current events have in the classroom? Such a great question. Well, educators believe incorporating current events into the curriculum helps students build language skills, vocabulary, reading comprehension, critical thinking skills, problem solving, oral expression, and listening skills. Similarly, Haas and Laughlin stated, in studying current events, students are required to use that range of cognitive, affective, research, critical thinking, and communication skills. So it's been noted by multiple researchers and educators. So there are many benefits to using current events in the classroom. Providing students with authentic and relevant learning experience is another one. By providing students with age-appropriate texts, students can then explore the world around them in a safe and vetted environment and begin to understand how the present is affected by the past and how they are technically making history as we speak. However, in traditional elementary school classrooms, social studies, and in this case, history, has been taught with outdated textbooks, classroom magazines that are published prior to the start of the school year, or it may not really be taught at all. So News-O-Matic can revolutionize the way you teach history by providing students with these authentic, relevant, age-appropriate texts that excite and engage even the most reluctant reader. So today we're going to look at a few lessons that cover topics including connections between historical contexts and people's perspectives, individuals and groups who have shaped significant historical changes, some causes and effects of events in the past, and then comparing life in the past to life today. So let's go ahead and explore News-O-Matic's user-friendly online learning platform. And we'll show you how seamlessly it integrates into your ELA and social studies instruction. So as soon as students log in, they will discover the latest articles from News-O-Matic right here on the homepage. However, in today's session, I'm going to guide you through unlocking a vast array of content, which spans over multiple years, ensuring teachers have access to the best instructional resources, which is essential for effectively teaching students today. So educators can employ their best teaching practices to teach history effectively. And they have the flexibility to choose relevant, authentic, and engaging content that is aligned to state standards and their curriculum. For today's example, I've created this custom unit using our new customized units feature, which is available for administrators, specialists, and teacher co-authors. So in this unit, comparing life past to present, I said students will be able to compare life in the past to life today by listening to news articles and interpreting multimedia resources. And my two essential questions here are, how has society changed? And why is it important to learn about the past? But before jumping into any article, I do like to activate the students' prior knowledge. So I would begin by asking students about things they enjoy today. For example, maybe what their favorite toy is, movie, video game. Could ask them if they like to travel to new places or even if they've ever been on an airplane. So this will help create a relatable and engaging context for this lesson. We're going to open the article, Early Photos Show Rural Life. And we're going to tap on the Slideshow feature at the top in our engagement features toolbar. So every News-O-Matic article includes multimedia resources for teachers, which helps activate students' prior knowledge, build background knowledge. So we're going to present the students with these images from the past, and we're going to encourage them to compare these images with things they see every day. So in the first picture, you may ask what they notice about this little girl's appearance, or what is she doing? On the next slide, you may ask students what they notice about the house or the women sitting in the house, or even what activity they're partaking in. And then I would just continue through the slideshow, asking students to compare things they see in the images to things that they would see in their everyday life. So this activity really helps promote critical thinking and allows them to explore the evolution of various aspects of life over time. And you may be wondering how this is current events. Well, we did run a series of 50 states in 50 weeks. And this article was about from Maine, and how these images they captured were found and shared. So it was very relevant to that state's news. Alternatively, or in addition to, you could show articles or images from the article spinning into the Toy Hall of Fame. So every year, new toys get added to the Hall of Fame, which I didn't even know there was a Toy Hall of Fame. I'm kind of excited about this. And so as you share the images from this article, students can compare the toys from the past and toys from the present. And they may notice that sometimes toys reappear for new generations to play with. For example, Light-Brite. I had one. I know my daughter has one. We have Masters of the Universe action figures. And they may see that they have some of these toys, but maybe the packaging looks different or the branding looks different. So it's another way to show how the evolution of even toys throughout time. So reading News-O-Matic articles, great way to help facilitate discussions in the classroom, encourages the students to really to observe and then share their observations and insights. So this interactive approach really helps keep them actively engaged, and then fosters that deeper understanding of how the past has influenced the present and then even might impact the future. So I have one more article called All-Time Great Video Games. There we are. And for this one, I would probably project photo 2 from the slideshow. And then ask students to share what differences they notice between the computers of today and those from the past. And I'm sure there will have plenty of answers. You can even show students slide 3 and ask them if they notice anything different about the characters or even the graphics in the video games. And it's just another way for them to really understand how far we've come and how the past has changed and influenced the future. So a good question is, why is it important for students to understand this change over time? And it's important students need to develop a historical perspective, which allows them to appreciate the contributions of our previous generations. And then they can also learn to analyze information and draw conclusions to become more informed citizens. And comparing the past and the present fosters this curiosity and encourages the students to ask questions, and then which prompts deeper learning. And then it also helps develop media literacy skills by learning all about the technological advancements, and then maybe even inspiring students to become innovators themselves. So even though News-O-Matic does write articles covering current events from around the world, we do like to celebrate holidays, anniversaries, and monthly themes, including Women's History Month. So this year, we wrote articles about women inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. And then we even held a student writing contest where the winner won a trip to the Women's National Hall of Fame in Seneca, New York. So for this example, we're going to take a look at a unit that was created by News-O-Matic, available for all users. Let's go, and it's called Women in History Born Before 1920. So biographies are a great way for students to learn about time periods in history and then the influential people of that time. So in this unit, students are going to be able to identify and describe the impact of influential women from history and how these women help shape the world we live in today. So included in these carefully curated units are objectives and essential questions to really assist teachers in lesson planning. And teachers can also assign the units to their classes using our Assign Unit button found here. And then from here, teachers can choose to select all of these to read, or maybe they just want to take out a couple and assign them to their students. Students have access to these units as well, which is ideal for research, or even if they just are really interested in a certain person or a certain time period in history, and they want to gain maybe just a better understanding of the impact these leaders had on in the society. We also have students also can search through a wide range of history topics. Go ahead and search just for our history units here. So we have World War I and World War II and the Civil War. We have ancient civilizations, exploration, discovery, women's suffrage, people who have changed the world, and then understanding America's history. And then with new content written daily, there's always new articles that are ready to be added to these amazing units. Like for example, I'm going to go back to our homepage here. I'm going to use this down arrow and go back a couple editions. We wrote an article titled "The Fight for Women's Rights." And then we also have our new summer road trip series that's highlighting some historical places like the Freedom Trail in Boston and then Harper's Ferry in West Virginia. So engagement's like super important for us and at News-O-Matic. And it's important that all of our articles, even these historical ones, have some eye-catching images or short titles and those interactive elements to ensure the students are engaged and focused and ready to learn. All right, so let's wrap up here. Our fourth webinar in the summer series. And we're going to recap how easy it is to integrate these News-O-Matic articles into our history lesson. So using current events offers authentic and relevant learning experiences. And the News-O-Matic can revolutionize history education by providing students with the texts that explore the past and then connect it to the present. And understanding change over time is important for students because it develops that historical perspective and analytical skills and helps them to become more informed citizens. And News-O-Matic offers units that allow students to research biographies of influential leaders and gain insights into the impact they have on their community. With just a few minutes left, I would like to thank you for joining me today and invite you to join us for our last week. We're going to discuss how to use News-O-Matic to teach students about cultural heritage.